Oh my God, it's time to get a life. Get a life. This is crazy. Do you know we're only given one life? Oh, wait, I'm sitting on my shorts. I can't move. Hold on. Wardrobe malfunction. Okay. Get a life. Do you know we're only given one life? Like, we're given one life. That's it. And I know some of you are like, oh, but what about people that come back from the dead? Or, they resurrect them? Or, oh, what about karma or reincarnation? Yeah. In this moment, for me, as Barbilee, I get one life. I get one chance at this life. So why would I waste it? Why would I do crazy crap to waste my life? Now, I'm not saying you have to, cure cancer. You can, please somebody, let's have better conversations around actually curing the body and not just pharmaceuticaling it. And, I'm not saying life has to be this kind of thing. I'm saying life is about getting a life, the juicy and deliciousness. So I told you I'm going to come over every day for the next, I don't know how many weeks, at about 7:30 Central. I'm a few minutes late because I had to make my shake. Yeah, I'm having a nighttime shake too. I love my nighttime shakes too. I've been trying to change things up again, trying to help my body. Forget it. I'm going back to what I know works. Anywho, so last night we talked about, one strategy that I use about getting a life. So today all I'm doing is I'm sharing with you strategies about different ways to get a life. Now, for me, I love my isogenics. Talk to people all the time. Oh, I'm not a shakes person. Great. Find something else. Don't care. But if you're not treating your body as the temple, as the gift that it is that you were given, then your life sucks, right? So I was having a conversation with a friend, and he was like, why do doctors just not really ask you about diet and exercise? I'm like, because they don't know. They just say, oh, you need to have a better diet and you need to exercise more. They don't know. Allopathic doctors don't know. That's okay. You don't go to your dentist when you break your foot, right? So why would you go to your allopathic doctor for wellness advice? That would be ridiculous. So I'm going to introduce you to another one of my little strategies that I use to get a life. And it's about asking the right questions of the right people. You're like, what? You mean what? I don't understand. Let me explain. Like I said, when I broke my foot, I did not go to the dentist. When I broke my tooth, I did not go to an allopathic doctor. Why would I? That would be silly. You're like, Barbilee, don't be silly. Of course you don't go to your dentist if you break your foot. You broke your tooth, you go to the dentist. You break your foot, you go to an allopathic doctor. That's where I started, right? Go to the hospital, get the x-rays, see the specialist. They look at the x-rays and says, no surgery. You go, woohoo! And then they say, go home and lie down and rest for 6 to 8 weeks or 10 weeks or whatever it was. I'm like, no. Oh, and by the way, take these pills. Oh, and wear this collar. I'm like, no. So I did rest for a few days, but then I started to move my body as much as I could without, hurting it and stuff. I didn't go to the gym or anything like that. But I'm not going to take the advice of an allopathic doctor if I'm trying to get my life back. The allopathic doctor was about recognizing I had a symptom of an injury. He casted my foot. They x-rayed and casted my foot. That's the doctor I go for that. So I'm asking the right questions of the right people. Then I have a physiotherapist. Now, not really a doctor, but a therapist, right? I saw my acupuncturist, my chiropractor, all of these types of people because I broke my foot. This is how you get a life. You don't trust one person with all your information. It's kind of like, we say things in investing world. Don't put all your eggs in one basket because that'd be dumb. If that basket breaks, you're screwed. And if all your eggs are in one basket, you're screwed. So why would you put all your wellness in one doctor? You get screwed. You don't get all the information. So today's Get a Life info is ask the right questions of the right people. And you're like, oh, Barbilee, you just totally nice. That's it. I don't have the right people. I don't know the right people. What am I going to do? Well, you're in luck. Because Barbilee, oh, sweetie, thank you. That was like 3 years ago. Remember when I got hit by a car in Mazatlan? She ran over my motorcycle? Yeah, it's been a while, but thank you. But I did break my tooth in January. This one, I had to get it fixed. Right there. Had to get it fixed. Anyway, so when we're on this get a life path and we're trying to get a better life and you know me, I love to help people. I love to give them information. I love to share. I don't know everything. I actually don't really know a lot. Like, let's be honest. In the scheme of what there is to know in the world, I know shit. Like, seriously, like a point of a percentage. But I know where to go. I know who to ask. Now, sometimes I have people that I ask and maybe they know, or they send me on to somebody else to know. I can do research online. I can use AI. I have learned how to use AI to get better answers to my questions. So I am learning still at 57. I am still learning who to ask. So today at Pickleball, I'm sitting there talking to a dude and he smacks, like he always whips his elbow. Like every time he takes a shot, like it doesn't matter if he's standing at the net, whips the ball right into the net, by the way, that's what happens. So we're just sitting there and instead of saying, dude, you don't have to smack the ball hard every time you smack the ball, I say to him, I said, do you ever have problems with your elbow? He goes, oh my God, yeah, all the time. He goes, but I have a great osteopath here. I'm like, great. I need an osteopath here. So here I was thinking we were going to talk about, how he's, always trying to hit the ball so hard. But he gives me some information for an osteopath. So now I have an appointment on Friday to go and see an osteopath here. I'm so excited because now I get my elbow looked at. I'm going to get my hip looked at. I'm going to get my foot looked at. I'm going to get my fingers looked at. We're going to have all of this done because guess what an osteopath does? Who wants to know? Who wants to know? Look it up. No, I'll kind of tell you. So the osteopath is that kind of that level up of an MD. They typically start with their MD training, but they also go a little further in the holistic body, right? So that combination of what I like to call the physio, the chiropractor, and the MD all in one, because they look at your body and the muscles and the bones as a whole. An MD, an allopath doctor, doesn't do that. So when I'm having muscle pains and I go see my allopath doctor, he or she prescribes muscle relaxants or pain killers. He doesn't prescribe me, or that doctor, does not prescribe me exercise, movements, ultrasound. Love my ultrasound, right? The TENS, oh my God, I should put the TENS on my hip tonight. See, and as I talk about it, I get to have a better life because I actually get to talk about it. So tonight's little tidbit about Get a Life, sponsored as always by me, Barbilee, and my isogenic shake. Actually, I didn't have a shake last night when I was doing this, but you know me. Everything's about my isogenics because that's how I assure my quality of life. I have great food that I get to order through isogenics. Advanced decision-making delivered to my door. Well, sometimes to my door. I am in Mexico after all. Sometimes I have to chase the truck down the road. But technically to my door. If you're in other countries, you probably get it delivered to, if you have an address. Because when we had an address, it actually got delivered to my door. It doesn't get delivered to my door here because I don't really have an address. Anywho, I digress. But if we're talking about getting a life, we're talking about your quality of life, this is your chance. This is your chance to say, who am I asking the questions of? Am I getting the good answers? Because if you go to let's go back to that allopathic doctor and say, man, my tummy's been upset and, I can't sleep well, blah, blah, blah. They're just going to prescribe you medicine. But if you go to your acupuncturist, you're like, I'm not sleeping well, my tummy's upset. They might give you some acupuncture, and maybe he's like, hey, manipulate your legs, maybe your arms, do some muscle testing, and then talk about how your digestion isn't great, so maybe you need some fiber, maybe you need some acupuncture, and maybe they might even do a little bit of adjustment if that's the kind of acupuncturist there are. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's all kinds of options. So when you're looking to get a life, get the options. Now, I know you're going to say, Barbilee, sometimes those people charge. I can get my allopath for free. You get what you pay for. So I use Isagenix to help me make some money, so I have money to pay for these other wellness practitioners. What a beautiful thing. There is not one problem that you could offer me that Isagenix doesn't solve. Go ahead, I challenge you. Have a great day. Get a life.